The one last form we'll work on in the markup stage is the new post form. Right now I'll only support simple variations of the new post. I'll deal with image and video posting later. We will discuss some built-in styles and use HTML to display formatted posts. This could allow for logic that implements things such as hashtags, etc. in a future implementation. Unlike the tabs we had until now, the new post is a separate form. The new post form includes styles that can be applied to the editing, such as colors, background images, etc. The form itself uses a border layout to position title area on the top and the rest of the UI over the entire screen. We save the current form before showing so we can go back to it. The avatar of the user goes on the left side of the title area, followed by a button that should let us pick the right visibility mode for the post. The text of the post is just a standard text area with 3 rows and 80 columns. There are just hints for the preferred size of the component. If we input more than 3 rows, the UI shouldn't grow. It might go on top of the post style container, and it would be hard to differentiate a tap there from a text edit gesture. This method creates the bar at the bottom of the screen. When we click an entry in the bar, the look changes and the post gets a new style. The bar on the bottom of the form is an X-axis box layout that's scrollable on the X-axis. Every icon is 8mm in size. We loop over the style types. The first style is label, which means an unstyled regular post. We create a radio toggle button for every style and set the style to the button. For the rounded corners, we use the roundRect border class and apply it manually, as the style is designed for the entire entry. The first entry is a special case, because text fields are sometimes transparent and so are labels. This implements the selected line border around an entry. Notice stroke color can be black when surrounding the white label entry. When the user clicks on one of these radio buttons, we invoke the change style method. This brings us directly to the change style method. We need a special case for the first entry, again as the behavior is slightly different. Separate UI IDs are needed for the text area and the foreground. Before we go into the CSS, we need one more thing to get this working. We need the following line in the newsfeed container class in the create post bar method. There is quite a bit of CSS listed here. Let's start with the simple stuff. The friend combo. This is the gray roundRect border that's applied to the visibility button. This button determines if something is seen only by friends or is public. This is the base UI ID for every one of the UI IDs listed in the array. It isn't mentioned in the code, but it's used in the CSS itself. Next we have the CSS definitions of the text styles. For this code, we'll need hearts.jpg and hands.jpg that represent 2 of the designs. Notice that all the styles here derive from post style base. I fill the hearts pattern into place even though it might make sense to tile it in some cases. I scale to fit the hands entry. I'm not sure if it's the best way, as even in the native app, the hands disappear in some cases. The rest of the styles are pretty trivial and should be easy to understand. This is the style of the foreground text when another style is applied to the background. With that, we are done. You should have a working mockup with a sign-up wizard and core functionality. The core functionality we will work on.